This is the Conservative Czar, November 25th, 2015. Look, today I want to put some things in perspective. I think it's important to put the terror issue in perspective. I want to preface this what I'm about to say is I am in favor of an all-out war against Islamic terrorists. If someone can figure out who's going to do it and the strategy. I have a strategy, but no one's going to do the strategy. But that's another issue for another time. I'm in favor of stepping up an all-out war against Islamic terrorists, which represent a far larger majority, a far larger portion of the Muslim community. And those are other issues I'll get into, but I just want to put things in perspective for conservatives a little bit. We have a terrorist threat from the Middle East. We have some problems in the Middle East that draw us into it. And I don't want to say this is a problem, but we have because that would have the wrong connotation. But the issue there is Israel. We are an ally of Israel, and we're not going to back down from that, nor should we back down from that. But that puts us right in the middle of the Middle East. And so we're drawn in, but put things in perspective just a little bit. Let us take the attack on France. Now, there have been several attacks. The deaths from the attacks are 200 deaths over the course of maybe 3 or 4 years. It could be higher, it could be lower. Whatever, we'll take the number 200. So, and all worldwide, since 9/11. Now, 9/11 was a unique event. But since, and by the way, on 9/11, huge issue. And our reaction to it was justified. We did it very badly. But the reaction was justified. They killed 3,000 of our people. We take down 2 of their countries, and we did it quick. The problem was we stayed around and tried to create nations in this region. And that's the lesson to be learned here. We can't create nations from these people. What we need to create is strong, secular dictators. That's what we need. That's what the region needs. I said this before, but I still want to put this in perspective. The amount of deaths since 9/11 affecting Europe, and we're not Europe, is in the maybe 1,000. More people have died on the highways in a month or 2 months in Europe than have been killed by terror. And there's no natural way for them to escalate that. And look, it's a disaster. I want to fight it. I preface this by saying I want to annihilate them. But we have to put it in perspective. And that's Europe. We are not Europe. Okay, Europe is a dead continent. It is destroying itself. It is finished. And it's finished for demographic reasons and refugee reasons. They're done. Toast. We can't take leadership from Europe. Forget them. In the United States, the terrorist acts against our people are in the hundreds. At best, probably. 100 deaths, maybe 200 wounded over the course of a decade and a half. Again, more people die in a weekend in the highways than that. But understand, I'm in favor of annihilating ISIS. But we must put it in perspective. It is not an existential threat to the United States. It's a pinprick. We got to deal with the pinprick. And it might get worse. I'll buy that. And we have the problem of Israel and the Middle East. Lots of problems. For the United States, this is not in a category of World War I, World War II, the Korean War, Vietnam War. None of these. The threat to the United States is not that significant. And we have problems, but it's not that significant. We must keep this in perspective as we talk about what the potential disasters befall us in the Middle East if we follow wrong policy. This is the Conservative Czar. See you next time.